I've made a compass with some craft sticks, a wood base, a needle, 14.3 inch by 1/10 inch neodymium magnets. And the bearing on top is a bead, and the bearing on bottom is a Phillips head screw, a machine screw. And as you can see, the red end I marked is pointing north. So this is a nice little bearing on this needle, and it will allow it to spin pretty freely. So that by itself is pretty simple. But I want you to watch the pendulum as it swings back and forth. That's sort of, if there were no friction, that should be a perpetual or infinite oscillation. Anyway, that is my first compass that I made out of this neat little set of craft sticks and wood base and wood blocks. Now over here, I made another one. Let's see if I can get that in the frame. I made another one. And this one is the same principle, but at the bottom I have a magnet, and the needle sticks to the magnet, and at the top I have more magnets, and the needle doesn't touch the magnets, it just hangs there in air. And this works also, and it's a little more freely moving, so that's its plus. But its minus is that these magnets up here and this magnet down here interfere with the compass, so it doesn't always point north depending on which way you turn it. So right now I have turned, most of the time it will point pretty much north, but if I turn it, if I turn the base, it will point east and west more or less, depending on which direction I turn it. But it still goes generally north. So what I want to show you in this video, now that I've shown these two models, I'm going to take the other model, and let me go back to the other model, and I'm just going to give it a spin. And then you see it spinning, and I'm going to come over here to this model and watch it. They're about 3 feet apart. And now as that's spinning, it's still spinning, and you see that that model is not moving. But all of a sudden, as the spinning slows down, you're going to see that model, that compass start to twist back and forth. And that is something I'm calling resonance. They're about 3 feet apart, and I don't know if you could see it so well. Let me try again. I'll try just a little spin so it won't take so long. And you can see it definitely wobbling back and forth there. So I'm calling that resonance. I don't know if you would call that magnetic resonance. I mean, they're magnets and it's resonance. Resonance just means it's like a swing. A kid on a swing, and the kid's mom is pushing the swing a little bit each time at just the right moment, and the swing goes higher and higher and higher. So as the magnet turns and it hits just the right frequency, it makes this magnet wobble. And I thought that might be interesting for someone. It's kind of like a mechanical radio wave. A mechanically generated radio wave that doesn't use electricity. It's purely magnetic. So it might be an electromagnetic radiation or electromagnetic wave. I don't know what you would call it, but it's very simple to understand. When the magnet is pointing in one direction on the left, this magnet is pushed a little in the opposite direction on the right. And then when the magnet on the left is pointing in the other direction, this magnet is pushed a little in the other direction. So as it goes back and forth, the pushes and pulls add up each consecutive cycle or oscillation. So you have resonance. It works just exactly like guitar strings or violin strings, and with sound, only it's with a magnet. And you know, there's no electricity here, so it's not a radio, but I imagine, I know that if you build a little pulse motor and you hold an AM radio next to it, the AM radio will pick up the noise from the pulse motor and make noise. But that's all I wanted to show. I could get it to go even a little better if I move them closer together. I would like to be able to get both of them in the same picture so that you could see what happens with both of them. But you can see now the one on the left is just starting to go back and forth, no longer going in a circle, and the one on the right is starting to wobble a little. So that's all I want to show in this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.